Alright, witajcie wszyscy. We are back again for another test. And this test is going to take place on, well, we should start for the reason of this test. The reason for this test is that there are disbelievers that the 8900D is not as fast as a Seng ET4000, the reverated card. I don't know how to say that properly right now, but it's just before New Year's, so let's get that out of the way. I'll introduce you to the system that we're doing this test on. Before it was a DX40 or a TI SXL, so now we're doing it on a true 46. So actually, just put that up into the camera right there. This is what we're testing on. It is not the SX. The SX is here. This has been upgraded to a DX2 There is no cache memory on it, level 2. It's basically highly integrated. The video card in there now is a Cirrus Logic CL-GD5424. It's the stock 1 meg video card, just so we can see what we're dealing with. And I don't know the outcome of this. I've never done this before. What we have here is a Cirrus Logic 1 meg video card. The system is pretty straightforward. It is a clock doubled DX266 original Intel chip. There's a hard drive in there. This system has been featured before on this channel. 16 megs of RAM. Something like, what is a hard drive? Drives 601 meg hard drive, so there's tons of stuff. So what we're going to be doing 3 tests. Chris's PCP, top bench. No, not top bench. I can't remember right now, but it's all in the batch files. And then a Doom test, which we will have to manually calculate the frames per second for every single video card. And let's introduce the video cards. First off, I'm going to bring the camera back down here. First off is this super old-ass EGA-VGA combo, 256K, 100 nanosecond card, 3 croc crystals, 2 ROMs. They all have 2 ROMs or whatever. This is a TVGA 8800CS. The other card is at Sang Labs ET4000AX, more croc crystals, also 2 ROMs, 1 meg of RAM. The third card is a Trident 8900D NVRAM version. Then we also have a ATi Mach64, I believe. Yeah, this one is a 2 meg version, 2 ROMs. Don't even know why I'm pointing that out. They all have 2 ROMs, and the card that was actually, hang on, let's go back to this one for a second here. 60 nanosecond memory on the ATi, and the Trident 8900D with DRAM, 80 nanosecond memory all across. So right now we have the baseline system ready. It's running a 46 DX266, as I said, 0K L2 cache, 16 megs of RAM. It was an SX33, so no surprise that it does not have LT2 cache. LT2 cache. In any case, we shall run the first of the batch files, which is B1 versus bench, and I'm going to be taking notes manually and adding that later. So this is it. This is the CS Logic integrated video card. Let's see how she do. Barely fitting in there with DOSEMR, but yeah, I just thought I had to. We'll see what the results are. So last time I tested this was on a what do we got here? 28.5 frames per second. CS Logic. Another column here. Crispy. 28.5. Exit out of there. Run the B2 batch file. This PCP bench. I see. It needs Uni VBE drivers. Okay, so CD games. Okay. Let's do B2 once more. Doesn't seem to like that. Okay, we're going to have to do it in VGA mode. Not sure why that is. The resolution is 320 by 200, whereas normally it'd be 640 by 200. Well, let's see how it should do. %, 10.2. We'll write 10.2 with an asterisk here. That's going to be 320 by 200. Okay. And bench 3 is a Doom time demo. And, we're going to run through this. It's actually not doing too bad. Cirrus Logic was like S3 and ATi. They were around. Apparently, a lot of programming was done for this. I guess not enough that it couldn't even run in. You know what? Okay, so we have to calculate that. I'm going to do that live here. We'll do the calculations later. 1077 by 1153 for the do. We'll calculate that later and see what we can get in real time. However, I just thought of something. Oh no, I did run UniVBE. Okay, so that's the Cirrus Logic card. We'll turn this off. And we're going to remove the jumper and install external video cards. So first one off the stack is the Trident 8900D. We're going to plug it in and we're going to boot it up. Go to the screen. We're going to see that it is booting up. There's a bit too much camera angle there. All right. Get that piece of paper ready. Stack a video card in there. I don't need a mouse. So this is the 8900 DRAM version. So first thing we're going to do is run B1. So Cirrus is 3D bench. So the reason I'm running these tests again is because someone has doubted me that the 8900D is slower than the Seng. So maybe the bottleneck of the system that I was using it on will bottleneck the results. So this is a more expansive system. We got 22.3. 22.3 is less than the Cirrus logic built-in. And we're going to write that down here. See me writing it down. 22.3. That's the DRAM version. Crispy 22.3. B2. PCP bench running. Looks a bit choppy, but I mean it is DRAM. And this is running at 640 by 400, which is what most of these cards will run at. For some reason, the integrated card didn't. Okay, so that's got a 4.0. We're going to write that down here. 4.0. Exactly 4.0. Exit that. And we're going to run the last test, which is the Doom test, the B3. I got a question here. What about it? What about the setup? Should have probably done this on Discord, I suppose. Let's see what's going on with that. It doesn't look like there's too much. Well, I think it's pretty fluid. I don't know. It looks like it's doing better than the CL. Again, I'd have to calculate that at the end of the vid. How we doing? How we doing? How we doing? 177, 1077, 1077 by 1724. Now, there's a whole calculation behind that. So, yeah, not sure about that yet. We'll get to the results later. So that is the 8900 DRAM set. Back down to the lab, and I'm sure this hard drive is just loving every aspect of me shutting it off and turning it back on again. The ATi Mach64 in ISA format. Oh, this always made me laugh. You can get a Mach32 in VLD, or you can get a Mach64 in ISA. Yeah, which one will you choose? Well, I think it depends on the type of bus timing that you have. Okay, if I break this, then it's gonna. Love just throwing around old tech like that. Come on, please, boot. We have a boot screen. Graphics expression, ISA BIOS. All right, let's see how this one does. So it's got 2 megs of RAM. This is one of the highest amount of RAM. I had an NVRAM version of this back in the day. In fact, it's running B1 right now. I had a good amount of. It was actually a Mach32 with NVRAM. Well, it seems smoother. Looks like it's working pretty good. Yeah, it just the Mach32 I had with NVRAM just suddenly just stopped working one day. It was just like, nope. Funny thing is, it wasn't the RAM, because I pulled all the RAM out of it, even the soldered onto the RAM board stuff. So NVRAM is, I mean, for layman's terms, it's this kind of RAM versus this kind of RAM, which is in the sockets. What do we got here? All right, 33.4. What do we got here? Mach64. Just make sure that you can see that I'm writing it down. All right, whatever. I'm writing it down. 20 frames per second. Frames per second. Okay. That's. I don't know. There's a lot of lag there. It's a bit choppy. It's a bit choppy. I don't know what ATi was doing wrong at this point, but maybe in the PCI era they were better. I mean, this is literally 64. I remember buying these things in PCI format, so how the hell? 3.7. Wow, that's actually not very good at all. 3.7. All right, and the last one is the Doom. The Doom time demo. Let's see how it does. And then we can also see that, I mean, the computer's doing pretty good. All right. Well, less gamma correction. It's harder to see the. I mean, the camera's catching on, but from a visual perspective, I can see that it's. The gamma correction isn't as strong as it should be. All right, let's see how she does. We're almost there. It seems slower than the previous card. It doesn't. Oh, I don't see a good score coming out of this. This is pretty slow. He did. What are the results? 1077 by 1949. I know I have to do some calculations to this afterwards, which we will do. Let's just collecting the raw numbers here. The raw numbers. Oh yeah. Next one up is the 8900D with NVRAM. All right, here we go with that. My hard drive is loving me right now. Just turn off, turn on. You know what? There's only 2 more cards left, hard drive. Only 2 more cards. The reason I chose this particular setup is that it is the setup that I had. The other one had a integrated video and I/O controller in a VLD card, so not really good for the test that I want to do with it. Okay, D1. Bam. Versus 3D bench on the NVRAM 8900. In the meantime, I might start calculating the FPS. What we've got here 22.3 frames per second. 22. It's same as the 22.3. Okay then. What do we got here? 4. Okay, 4. So same. Actually, that's a bit faster. That's a bit faster. All right, and the last one would be the Doom. And while we're waiting, I'm calculating the frame rates per second on the Doom test. Okay, we've got some results here. Let's see what they are. I'm just calculating on the side here the true DOS frames per second. Okay, so we got 1077 divided by 1725. This is for the NVRAM. I'll just calculate it right now. All right, so 1077 divided by 1725 times 35. 21.85. That's horrific. 21.85. You know what? That's actually on par with the non-NVRAM. It's slightly slower. Okay. Cool. I mean, I guess I know why, because this kind of RAM was never optimized for DOS use, or every forum I've ever been onto has said so. Right now, the venerable Seng AT4000AX. AX. Let's put that in there and see what happens. Dual output too, eh? Dual head. This thing can do EGA. That's hilarious. All right. Well, that'll be fun. Wah wah wah. There we go. Hang Labs, VGA BIOS. 1 megabyte of display memory. I had 1 megabyte of RAM when I started off with this stuff. And I run it through its same paces. Now, looking at the results right now, the Cirrus Logic integrated chip is very likely a VLB setup. The riser card that exists can easily accommodate a VLB extension. I've seen it on these systems. This is a system that you would get for your kid going off to university in 1993. Proficient, 33 megahertz, 8 megs of RAM, 4 megs of RAM, 8 megs of RAM, I'm not sure what it was. But yeah, this would not this would be a good representation of what it was at the time. But you would never, ever put an ISA video card like this. All right, what we got? 20 frames per second? All right. Where are you at? Is that the CS or is that the CS? Sang got 20 frames per second. Oh, it wouldn't even let me run it. Okay, so I have to run it in GIMP mode like I did with the onboard one. Okay. I guess VGA mode is what it is. 320 by 200. So either this is like some really old rev of the venerable ET4000. I mean, looking at the amount of silicon chips I see on here, it very well may be the case. 9.1. It's slower than the onboard Cirrus Logic. 320 by 200. Okay, let's see how she do in Doom. Gamma correction seems alright on this one, actually. It's smoother than the previous card I tested. Alright, let's see what they say about this. And what do we got? 1077. 1906. I'll calculate that. As the next card is. Oh, this card I don't have high expectations of. This is a very old card. And the outgoing Seng was clearly made in Korea, because I can see that it says Te ra I I can't read that. Kul chon ja san up. Maybe this is a really old rev. I mean, I think it is because it has that same Trident style of. I don't even know what this connects to. It never connected to anything, but this one was used. You can tell by the amount of pin insertions this thing has had. Also, it's got an EGA and VGA pinner. By pinner, I mean pin header. I just kind of combine those words together. Yeah, maybe this is an early rev. I don't know, but that seems like a tightly integrated chip to me. All right, and for shits and giggles, for literal shits and giggles, I'm going to put this TVGA 8800, which is just cute. Let's see what it does. It's a 256K, so I'm pretty much going to have to run it at 320 by 200 on PCP bench. Guaranteed that's going to happen. They're going to be like, nope, I don't even know what you're talking about, son. All right, here we go. Ready and launch. This hard drive from 1997 is just thanking me for its duty. All right, in the meantime, I'm going to calculate the FPS on that SANG card here. Okay, we'll do the B1 test first. Can you even do it? Please wait 5 seconds for the benchmark to start. It's trying. It's it's trying. All right. Okay. Got the FPS for the SANG. Not looking good. Not looking good. Well, this is taking a while. What do we got? What do we got? 11 frames per second. You know what? I'm not surprised. Honestly, I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised at all. This is a card you put in a 286 machine, man. This is all right. Let's do B2. I don't even know if this will run. Will it run? Nope. PCP bench. Oops, bench. VGA mode. Fly around doesn't seem too bad. Oh, you know, for a card that's designed for a 286 with 256K of memory. All right, what do we got here? 6.9. The lowest of them all. Which is, again, not surprising. Do I dare to do the Doom test on this thing? Will it even run? Let's see what happens. Oh, 320 by 200. Yeah, it'll run. It'll just, I'm going to go have a smoke. I'll be back in about 10 minutes. No. I lied to you guys. I just went over to wash my hands from the dirty 8-bit system. Ugh. Honestly, this isn't... I mean, it's bad, but it's not... I mean, it's bad. It's bad. That's bad. Oh! This is like 386 SX20 unplayable levels of... Oh, my Lord, you can see where it's lagging. So again, these tests, I wonder... I'm looking at the raw numbers right now, and the integrated video graphics are actually winning in pretty much everything. We'll go through the results once this is done, but I'm sure this is going to do crap. It's going to be in last place. So first place is the integrated Cirrus Logic graphics, which I believe are 32-bit on this board. It has to be. There's no other explanation for it. CS Logic in crispy 28.5, first place. PCP Bench, first place. Doom, first place. All right, here we go. Let's see what happens with this. He's dead. It's going to be something atrocious. It's going to be something just horrifically dumb. 1077. All right, let me write that down. 10. Oh, my pen died. All right, let's go back down here. 10. No, this one doesn't work. Of course it doesn't. Excuse me while I mechanically manipulate a pen that works. We're going to use a marker with an elastic attached to it. 1077. Wow. 349. Okay, let's do the math. Okay, what do we got? 1077. It's not what I asked of you at all. 1077 divided by 4349. Divided by 30, or so it's times by 35. 8.6. Oh wow, 8.6. That's amazing. All right. 8.6. All right. Motherfuckers. Oh, I don't throw that jumper out because I need to put that back in there. Motherfuckers. So it's a Polish word for MFers. Here we have the results. All right. Clearly, the 8800 CS was a flop and a piece of crap. On Crispy, it got 11. PCP test got 6.9. The Doom got 8.6 frames per second. These are frames per second. The 8900, in retrospect, didn't do too badly. This is the NVRAM version. Cirrus speed 22.3, PCP 4.0, and Doom 21.85. The 8500 DRAM version got 22.3 on Crispy, 4.0 on the PCP test, and 21.86 frames per second. So technically, the DRAM is better than the NVRAM. It's not surprising, actually. The ATi video card with DRAM got 20 on Crisp Bench, 3.7 on PCP, and 19.34 frames per second on the Doom test, which is surprising. What was this card designed to do? Was it designed for Windows use? But it has DRAM, so I don't know. I mean, there's 60 nanosecond memory in this too, right? I mean, I don't know. I guess we can level it up and try to test this on like an early Pentium 75, but I don't think the differences. I think the bottlenecks is going to be. I mean, these two seem that they're. I don't know. This is weird. All right, next one. The Seng, the venerable Seng. This guy right here. 20 frames per second on crispy. 9.1 score on PCP. Doom got a 19.77, which places it again, one more time, under the Trident 8900. Interesting. The integrated Cirrus logic blew it all away. It just destroyed it. I'm pretty sure it's 32-bit access. 28.5 on crispy. 10.24. Oh, that's in 320 by 200. Oh, I should also say the Seng was able to do that at 320 by 200. I mean, I guess 640 by 480 would have been around that limit as well. Integrated Cirrus logic couldn't handle it either. So maybe disregard that. But on the Doom tests, Seng 19.77. Cirrus Logic integrated video card, 32 by 69. I don't know how else I have to. I don't know how many other benchmarks I have to do, but I'm very confident that even the NVRAM version of the 8900C, and especially the DRAM version of the 8900C, is superior to at least this rev of the Seng. I don't know. It looks like an old rev. It's got dip switches. It's got EGA and VGA, probably CGA and MDA as well. I don't know. These are the results. You've seen the cards. You've seen it. You've seen the tests. It is what it is. It runs faster. CS Logic obviously kills it. Now, having said that, if you have not seen any of my other videos, I do have a comparison between the Seng ET4000 versus a Mach32 in a VLB system. That's different. That's very different. But, I'll turn this off right now. The takeaway is, ladies and gentlemen, probably gentlemen and like one lady who's watching this, maybe. The Trident 8900D in any configuration on an ISA bus on a pre-1994, 1995 ISA system is faster than this. Maybe I don't have the right Seng card. I don't know. But the results are clear in now 2 tests. That is all. Dobranoc, panowie I jedna pani.